My beloved child, listen to this with a truly quiet heart. Not every light that shines upon you is a light that brings life. There are things that appear radiant before the eyes of the world, yet inside they are cold and empty. There is applause that rings out loudly, but it is only enough to intoxicate you for a moment, and then leave you lonely when night falls. There are praises that make you think you are being lifted up, but if you place your worth in them, you will soon realize they are as fragile as morning's mist. The glory of the world often does not come in a dangerous form. It comes like sweet honey, like a wreath, like bright lights, like the attention the human heart secretly longs for. But if you are not watchful, the very thing that seems to make you shine brighter can conceal the true light I have placed within you. I know there is a desire within you to be recognized. I do not despise that, for I created you with the need to be loved, to be known, and to be received. But my child, the recognition of the world cannot become the main source that nourishes your life. It changes too quickly. Today people may praise you, and tomorrow they may forget you. Today they may call you precious, and tomorrow they may turn towards something newer. Today they may lift you high, and tomorrow they may walk away when you no longer meet what they expect. If you build your house upon the gaze of the crowd, even one wind of public opinion can make you tremble. If you live to be applauded, you will have to keep performing, even when your heart is weary. If you allow the voices outside to define you, you will forget the voice with which I have called you from the depths. The world always knows how to make you feel that you still need a little more in order to be enough. More achievements, more praise, more attention, more status, a more perfect appearance, more proof that you matter. But the more you chase after it, the wider the emptiness in your heart becomes. For recognition from outside is like salt water. The more you drink, the thirstier you become. It cannot heal the lack within you. It only makes you addicted to the feeling of being briefly affirmed. I do not want you to live like someone who must ask the world for permission to have value. You had value before anyone knew your name. You were loved before anyone praised you. I saw you before any eyes on earth paid attention to you. What I speak over you does not begin with your success, nor does it end when others stop applauding. Remember the story of King Nebuchadnezzar, who stood in the midst of his splendid palace and became entranced by the glory his own hands had built. He thought that all power, all magnificence, and all towering strongholds were proof of his own greatness. But when the human heart exalts itself too high, it easily forgets that even its breath is a gift. His glory was brought low so that he might learn that true dominion does not lie in the proud hand of man, but with the Most High. Do you see? What the world calls the summit can still become a dangerous place if the heart forgets to bow. A person may have a palace and lose peace, have fame and lose discernment, have power and lose the ability to recognize what is true. Therefore, when I lift you up, what I desire to preserve first is not your image before others, but the purity of your heart before me. My beloved child, do not hate success, and do not be afraid of being seen. I can place you in high places, open wide doors for you, and cause the work of your hands to bear fruit and bring good influence. But I want you to recognize the difference between being placed in the light, to serve, and chasing after the spotlight, to be glorified. When what you do comes from me, it will bring life to others and keep your heart humble. But when you do everything only to be praised, you will easily become a prisoner of the image you have created. You will fear making mistakes, fear being forgotten, fear no longer standing out, and fear others surpassing you. Comparison will erode your joy, and competition will dry up your love. I have not called you into that race. I have called you into faithfulness. There are seasons when I keep you in places where few people know you, not because you are unworthy, but because I am protecting you from the trap of becoming visible too soon. There are praises I have not yet allowed you to receive in abundance, because your heart still needs to be anchored more firmly in me. There are doors I close, because if you step through them while still seeking affirmation from people, you may lose the freedom I have given you. I am not jealous of your joy. I am protecting it. I do not want the whole world to call your name while you can no longer hear my voice. I do not want you to stand beneath bright lights while inwardly depleted. I do not want you to have many admirers and yet forget that the most precious thing is to remain close to me in truth. Therefore, let my word become your anchor amid the changing sea. What people say can change according to emotions, circumstances, trends, and interests. But what I speak is not made old by time. The world sets up a standard today and tears it down tomorrow. I am the one who does not change. The world calls something valuable while it is still appealing, then casts it aside when it is no longer new. I have looked upon you with steadfast love, since before you knew how to seek me. The world often loves what brings it benefit. I love you with a love that is not based on your ability to perform. When you cling to my word, you will not be shaken by every remark. When you allow my truth to define you, you can receive praise without becoming intoxicated by it, and endure criticism without being shattered by it. Ask your heart gently, does what you are pursuing draw you closer to me? Does the attention you crave make your heart purer? Does the success you desire make you more loving, more humble and freer? Or is it making you anxious, jealous, exhausted, and constantly needing to prove yourself? I do not ask in order to condemn you, but to bring you back to true life. There are desires that need to be purified, not destroyed. There are dreams that need to be placed again beneath my hand, not buried. When you surrender to me your longing to be seen, I will teach you to live as one who has already been seen by me. When you surrender to me your fear of being forgotten, I will teach you to rest in my remembrance. When you surrender to me your desire for recognition, I will make you know that affirmation from me is firm enough, that you do not need to chase after every applause. Do not let sweet glory draw you away from holy simplicity. Do not exchange your peace for a moment of attention. Do not sell your freedom for the fragile throne of public opinion. Do not live as though you must shine by your own strength, for true light does not need to strain to prove itself. When you abide in me, you will shine in a clearer way, not noisy but enduring, not showy but able to touch hearts, not making you proud but causing others to recognize my goodness through your life. That light does not go out when no one praises you. That light does not weaken when you are hidden. That light does not depend on a stage, because it comes from my presence within you. So today, release from your heart its dependence on the eyes of the world. Do what is right even when no one applauds. Live beautifully even when no one acknowledges it. Be faithful in small things even when no one has yet called your name. Let your joy not be found in being lifted up by the world, but in walking uprightly before me. When I desire to reveal you, I will know the right time. When I desire to open the way, no one can shut it. When I desire to use your life to bring light to others, you will not need to create a false halo for yourself. I will place upon you the beauty of peace, wisdom, and humility. And that beauty will not fade like applause, wither like fame, or shift like the trends of this age. It will stand firm because it is born from my word, preserved by my love, and anchored in my eternity. My beloved child, learn to place your waiting inside hope, not in the arms of anxiety. There is a very deep difference between the one who waits in peace and the one who waits in fear. The one who waits in fear always sees time as an enemy, measures each day by what is lacking, and constantly asks why the thing they prayed for has not yet arrived, why the door remains silent, why the sky has not opened. But the one who waits in hope knows that I am never late, knows that silence is not absence, knows that the most beautiful things often need to be prepared in places your eyes cannot yet see. You do not need to tremble before the future, as though everything were slipping out of my hands. Time is in my hands. Seasons move beneath my wisdom. What I have appointed in love will not be lost among the days when you think nothing is happening. I know you often want to see signs immediately. You want to know when, how, through whom, where, and in what form it will come. But my child, if I revealed every detail to you, you might cling to the map and forget to hold my hand. I do not only want to bring you to an outcome, I want to teach you to know me throughout the journey. There are things I keep hidden, not to make you anxious, but to protect the intimacy between you and me. When you do not know what tomorrow will be, you learn to lean on me today. When you have not yet seen the door, you learn to listen to my voice in the hallway. When you have not yet received what you long for, you learn to recognize that I myself am already enough for you, even in the waiting. That is where faith matures. Not when you hold every answer in your hand, but when you remain at peace, because you know the one who holds all things is with you. Do not allow worry to build stories I never wrote for you. Anxiety often takes one small piece of the present and paints a dark future from it, causing you to live through pains that have never happened, weep over losses that have not come, and carry burdens I never placed upon your shoulders. It makes your heart restless, dims your eyes, makes it harder for your ears to hear my voice, and little by little you begin to think that unease is proof of wisdom. But no, my beloved. Wisdom is not imagining every worst possibility in order to protect yourself. Wisdom is bringing each worry before me so that my light may separate what is true from what fear has woven. Peace does not mean you know how everything will unfold. Peace means you know I will not let go of you, even when everything unfolds in a way you do not yet understand. There are seasons when I move swiftly like a wind that throws a door open. There are also seasons when I move slowly, like roots, quietly gripping deep into the earth. But whether quickly or slowly, I always act at the right time. People often hurry because they only see the surface of a matter. But I see the foundation, the related pieces, and all that must be arranged so that the blessing not only arrives but remains. I do not give you something precious at a time when it would exhaust you. I do not open a great door while something within you still needs to be strengthened in order to walk through it. I do not bring you into harvest season while the seed is still being nourished beneath the soil. If you feel that something is slow, do not rush to conclude that I have forgotten. Perhaps I am ripening it. Perhaps I am preparing the people involved. Perhaps I am healing something within you, so that when goodness comes, you can receive it with a free heart, without fear or old wounds distorting your joy. Remember Abraham and Sarah through the long years of waiting for the promise to take shape. They passed through seasons that seemed no longer reasonable in human eyes. Days when their bodies grew weaker, hope was tested, and time seemed to speak against what I had said. But my promise is not limited by age, circumstance, or human calculation. When the fullness of time came, laughter rang out in the tent that had once been filled with longing. Do you see? What I prepare can far exceed what you can create for yourself. Waiting does not weaken the promise. It makes my glory more clearly known. Yet that story also reminds you that when you are too hurried because you fear missing out, you can easily try to create what I have not told you to do. Therefore, wait for me with faith, not haste. Let your expectation be led by obedience, not controlled by the fear of time. I do not tell you to wait passively, nor do I tell you to sit still in weariness. Holy waiting is a watchful preparation. While you wait, you can still care for what I have entrusted to you today. While you wait, you can still do good, learn what must be learned, forgive what must be released, correct what must be corrected, and keep your heart pure before me. The one who waits with expectation does not let the days pass in complaint. That person sows small seeds of faithfulness. That person knows that the coming season will require a heart that has been prepared. So use today as an altar of trust. Live kindly today. Speak words that bring life today. Guard your mind from imaginations that trouble you today. Let me teach you to become someone who can carry what you are praying for without losing peace. Do not treat expectation as pressure to force everything to happen according to your will. Expectation in me is a lamp, not a rope tightening around your neck. It helps you look ahead with faith while still living fully in the present. It causes you to wake each day with a quiet whisper, "The Father is still working." It helps you see quiet spaces not as a pit, but as a room where I am silently weaving something beautiful. This expectation does not shout, does not panic, does not demand that I prove my love through speed. It is quiet, yet strong, gentle, yet enduring, like a child who knows that their father never gives a stone when bread is needed, never abandons them when they need guidance, and never forgets what he has promised in faithfulness. My beloved child, what I am preparing for you will be beautiful in my way, not necessarily in the image you once imagined. Sometimes beauty comes as a new door. Sometimes it comes as a peace you did not have before. Sometimes it comes as a person placed at the right time, an opportunity opened in the right season, a quiet healing, a new strength to keep walking, or a liberation from something you once thought you could never release. Do not limit my goodness to old patterns. I am the one who knows how to make flowers bloom in dry ground, how to open a way where there is no path, and how to turn days that seemed like delay into the foundation for a brighter season. What you need is not to control the future, but to trust the one who is already going before your future. So breathe gently, my child. Release from your hands the questions you have been gripping too tightly. Let your heart rest in this truth. I do not miss the rhythm, forget the season, drop the promise, or abandon you along the way. When the time comes, what needs to open will open. What needs to come will come. What needs to leave will leave. What needs to bloom will bloom. Your part today is to remain close to me. Guard your heart from anxiety, nourish pure expectation, and walk with the light I give for the present. Do not let a future that has not yet arrived steal the peace I have given you today. Wait in hope, for my hand is working. Wait in trust, for my love never sleeps. Wait in peace, for when what I have prepared is revealed, you will look back and understand that everything arrived in the perfect rhythm of my grace. My beloved child, stay awake in the light, for not everything that sparkles before your eyes comes from truth. There are traps that are not set with crude darkness, but with beauty carefully painted. There are roads that do not begin with obvious rebellion, but with a very gentle whisper. This is not serious at all. From those small whispers, many hearts have slowly drifted away from me without realizing it. The enemy of goodness does not always come with a fierce face so that you can easily avoid it. It knows how to dress wrongdoing in a pleasant color, how to make danger look like freedom, how to make pride sound like self-respect, how to make selfish desire take on the appearance of the right to be happy. Therefore, do not only look at the outer appearance of a thing, look at where it leads you. Anything that pulls you away from the light, from purity, from humility, from true love, no matter how many beautiful words decorate it, you must recognize its nature. From the beginning, pride has been the dark fire that corrupted what had once been created in splendor. There were beings who once stood in places of honor, who once knew the light, who were given beauty and position. But because they wanted to exalt themselves, because they were no longer content with the portion entrusted to them, because they wanted to seize what belongs only to the Most High, they lost their dwelling place. Do you see? A fall does not always begin with a great action before everyone's eyes. It often begins with a thought nourished for too long. I want to stand higher. I want to be master over myself. I do not need to obey. When the self is placed upon the throne, truth is pushed beneath the feet. When pride is fed by praise, it grows into rebellion. And when a heart no longer wants to bow before me, it will gradually call darkness light, chains freedom, and destruction a personal choice. My child, the enemy hates you not because you are weak, but because you bear my mark. It hates what I have placed within you: the ability to love, the ability to reflect goodness, the ability to choose the light, the ability to be restored and walk in a holy purpose. It sees in you what it has lost: closeness with me, the calling to be my child, the dignity created by my hand. Therefore, it does not only want you to make a mistake, it wants you to forget whom you belong to. It does not only want you to stumble, it wants you to believe that stumbling is your identity. It does not only want you to take the wrong road, it wants you to love that wrong road so much that you no longer want to return. But I say to you, you do not belong to deception. You were not created to be a slave to low voices. You are called into the light, lifted up in love, and guarded by my hand that never grows weary. Be careful of the way wrongdoing is adorned. It rarely comes and says plainly, I will make you wither. It often says, you deserve to be satisfied right now. It does not say, I will steal your peace. It says, just once, no one will know. It does not say, I will draw you away from me. It says, you can still love me. Just loosen your grip a little. That is the danger of the gray zone, where you no longer call wrong by its true name, where the conscience is lulled to sleep by reasons that sound reasonable. Once you begin to justify what I am warning you about, you will gradually become more accustomed to darkness than trembling before it. I do not say this to frighten you, but to protect you. A father who loves his child does not remain silent when he sees the child walking near the edge of an abyss. I remind you, because I want to keep you from consequences you have not yet seen. Remember the story of King Saul. At first, he was given kingship, given the opportunity to rule in obedience, and placed in a high position not by his own merit, but by my permission. But little by little, pride crept into his heart. He began to treat his own will as more important than instruction. He kept what should have been released, did what was not his portion to do, and covered disobedience with words that sounded moral. He said he acted for a good purpose, but inside was a heart no longer whole in obedience. Do you see? The danger lies not only in doing wrong, but also in calling that wrong by a beautiful name. so that one does not have to repent. Saul did not fall in a single day. He gradually slipped as the self was nourished more than reverent fear. And when a person allows the self to sit in the place where I should sit, that person loses the ability to hear truth, even when truth stands before them. Therefore, my beloved, learn to bow before pride blinds you. Learn to ask me in every small decision. Do not disregard the inner warnings when you are about to step into something impure. Do not quench the gentle reminder, simply because what lies before you is attractive. There are doors that open not so you will enter, but to test whether you still know how to wait for me. There are invitations that sound very sweet, but if you follow them, they will take away the peace you had to pass through many seasons to learn how to preserve. There are relationships, habits, desires, images, and promises adorned with temporary beauty. Yet behind them lies emptiness. I want you to be discerning enough not to be bought by something that pleases the eyes for a moment, but makes your life heavy for a long time. Do not let the ego become the king within your heart. The ego always wants to be fed, defended, exalted, and instantly satisfied. It does not want to wait, does not want to obey, does not want to be corrected, does not want to admit that it needs to be shaped. But the more you allow it to rule, the harder it becomes for you to hear my voice. It will make you see humility as weakness, purity as loss, obedience as the loss of freedom. But true freedom is not doing everything you want. True freedom is no longer being controlled by what is wrong. True freedom is being able to say no to what destroys you, even when it is smiling beautifully. True freedom is standing in the light without needing to hide, walking in peace without being haunted by consequences, and loving without losing holiness. I know you are living in a world that knows how to call dangerous things by very attractive names. People may call selfishness self-care, betrayal following one's feelings, pride strength, indulgence freedom, and deceit wisdom. But you must not learn the language of darkness. Let my truth name everything. When something pulls you away from purity, call it something that must be left behind. When something causes you to lose peace, bring it before me. When something makes you hide, lie, compromise, or take my voice lightly, stop. Not everything you can do is something you should do. Not every open door leads to life. Not every strong emotion is love. Not every light is the true light. But do not be afraid as though darkness were stronger than me, I warn you. Not so you will live trembling, but so you will live watchfully. The power of deception lies in its being believed as truth. When my light shines upon it, its mask falls away. Stay close to me, and you will learn to recognize the fragrance of truth. Let your heart be washed clean each day, and you will become more sensitive to what defiles. Nurture humility, for the humble are easily led, while the proud often hear only their own voice. Keep your words, your gaze, your choices, and your desires in the light. When you become weak, return immediately. Do not let shame pull you farther away. I am the Father who corrects in order to save, not to crush. I expose darkness, so that you may be free, not so that you may drown in guilt. So today stand firm in the truth. Do not give the deceiver the right to rewrite what I have spoken over you. Do not let it convince you that what is wrong will make you whole. Do not let it cause you to worship yourself and lose your peace. Remember, you bear my mark, and therefore you are worthy of living in the light. You do not need to taste everything the world offers in order to know what is poison. You only need to stay close to me, and I will teach you discernment. I will make your eyes bright, your heart steady, your steps firm, and your mouth able to say no to what is false, so that you may say yes to true life. Walk with me, my beloved. When you are in me, no disguise can deceive you forever, for my light will always reveal what is true, guard you from sweet traps, and lead you into the path of everlasting peace. My beloved child, stop measuring your life by the standard of others. You do not know what they have gone through in hidden places. You do not know the price they have paid, the nights they have cried, the lessons they have learned, or the battles they are still quietly facing, just as they do not fully know what I am doing in you. Comparison takes only an outward moment from someone else and places it beside an inward process within you, then makes you feel inferior. That is not the truth. The truth is that I am caring for you in a way that fits your calling. The truth is that you are in my hand, not outside my plan. The truth is that where you stand today may not be where you will remain forever, but it is the place I am using to prepare you for the next step. Be faithful to the portion of ground before you. Care for what I have entrusted to you today, even if it is not yet great, not yet prominent, and not yet recognized by many. Learn what needs to be learned in this season. Let your heart be healed, instead of only longing to be promoted. Let your character be strengthened instead of only wishing for doors to open. Let humility grow within you, so that when I lift you up, you will still know how to bow your head. Let your love be purified, so that when you are entrusted with more, you will not use it for pride, but for the life of others. I do not waste a single day in your journey, even on the days you think are slow. I am still working, even in the seasons you think are empty. I am still sowing what is unseen, even in the quiet spaces you do not understand. I am still writing a chapter deeper than you can imagine. So lift your head, but do not rush. Hope, but do not force yourself to run ahead of grace. Prepare, but do not despair, because you have not yet been revealed. When your time comes, I will know how to open the door no one can shut. I will know how to call your name in the right place, at the right time, and in the right way. I will know how to bring what I have forged within you into the light, without allowing that light to blind you. For now, remain in faithfulness. Let me continue to deepen your roots, cleanse your heart, and strengthen your steps. You are not falling behind. You are not forgotten. You are not late. You are being prepared in my love. And when the season of revealing comes, you will understand that all the quiet months were never meaningless. They shaped you into someone who can carry what I entrust to you with gentleness, wisdom, and steadfastness.